Good morning, parents. This is our first coffee morning where I've had to do it virtually. Thank you for those of you who've sent questions in. What we'll do is I'll just talk to you about a few things that have been going on in school and then answer some of those questions that were sent in. The children have settled really well into school, and it's a real joy to see the school full up again and buzzing with the activity of your children, and they've done you proud. They really have. I'm so proud of them. And our staff have been amazing. We've had lots of new staff in, and they've settled in very well, and the buzz around the school is fantastic. The behaviour's been good, and the children are really progressing well. There is a lot of catch up to do, we know that, but the kids have got the potential. The staff are doing everything they can to make sure we're filling all the gaps and making sure the lost learning is caught up. Your child will also be receiving homework online as well as paper-based. We're going to be using DB Primary to ensure that we have a blended learning programme, which means some of the learning will take place online, some on a traditional basis with their homework books coming home. It's really important, guys, that you do this with your children. I'm about to send out a survey that looks at what you're finding easy and what you're finding tricky online, whether or not you've got internet at home. If you could complete that survey, that would give us the valuable information we need to make sure we're providing homework that's accessible and that's impactful. I'm pleased to say that our Year 4s started their ukulele lessons this week. As you can see from the picture, they really enjoyed it. And hopefully when things get back to normal, we'll invite the parents in for a concert so you can experience their musical abilities for yourselves. Reading for pleasure is absolutely vital for a child to be successful at school. You know, if a kid reads for just 15 minutes a day, guys, for pleasure, at the age of 16 they outperform peers that don't read in every single subject, not just in English, in maths, in science, in geography, in history. So much of the curriculum is accessed through reading that it's really important. So with that, we've installed the 2 libraries last year. We've ring-fenced money. We've just ordered lots of author collections. So, for instance, if you read one book and you really like it, there's another 10 or 12 books in the series for you to read. We've also introduced the Reading Cafe. As you can see in this picture here, the kids love it. And Miss Milligan pours them a juice and they have a biscuit and they get to choose a story from the menu. And it's just about developing that love of reading. So even if you're finding it hard time-wise, see if you can find time just to read a bedtime story. For me as a dad, that's my favourite time of the day, when I get to read a story to my son just before bedtime, and he loves it as well. It's a lovely time for us to be together. So if you can, guys, please can you read a story to your children. We also introduced story time, so Friday at 2:30 everything stops, and as you can see from these pictures, the teachers have a special prop or a reading hat or something like that makes it special, and they read to the children. Again, this is just to develop that experience of stories and that love of reading, which is absolutely vital to have. Some of you may know that before I became a teacher, I was a landscape gardener and did that for many years, many happy years. And I'm very pleased to say that next weekend I'm coming in with a couple of other people to build the school vegetable patches. As you can see here, we've got the timber delivered and the aggregate delivered. So each class will have their very own vegetable patch with a scarecrow, and the children will be growing their own crops. Now it's time for me to answer some of the questions that some of you sent in. First question sent in by Paula Klutz. Thank you, Paula. Will the school be sharing the assessment reports carried out for the last 2 weeks with the parents to fully enable us to have visibility of areas that require further development? Absolutely. Parents are our most valuable resource. What we'll be doing is sending home the test scripts so you can see where your children have done well and areas where they need to improve. The next question is a 3-part question, and this is from Christina Di Marzio. Thank you very much, Christina. The first part says about there's no social distancing or mask wearing on the school premises. We do wear masks on the school premises. At lunchtime, all the staff wear masks and visors. All the staff that are outside the school, myself, the deputy head, the assistant head and site managers, we wear masks as well. And I have asked on numerous occasions for parents to wear masks when they come in. I cannot enforce that. It's not a government requirement. However, we would urge all parents please to wear a mask as it reassures other parents and we can help protect ourselves and the children. With the social distancing part of the question, Christina, I've painted footprints all the way down the ride on both sides, and the children and parents queue up and the doors open for 20 past 8, and my teachers are working an extra 10 minutes in their classrooms every morning so the kids can come straight in up to their classrooms and not congregate in the playground. That works very well. In the Key Stage 1 playground, we've actually sawn through the fence so I can remove a fence panel and have a one-way system in place. I please again urge parents to use that. We've looked at all different aspects of it, Christina. I've looked at opening the gate at the end by the college, but there's no access through to the road. We've also opened the side gate at the Key Stage 2 playground so parents and children can exit the school that way. This avoids congregating at the front of the school. We've also stopped parents coming into the Key Stage 2 playground in the morning. I've posted extra staff on the gates there to make sure that children get into school safely. So actually no parents are entering the Key Stage 2 playground at all. We've staggered the finish time by 10 minutes. I just urge all parents to actually do as I've asked and respect the social distancing measures. We've stopped parents coming in more than one family or one parent at a time into the foyer. We've also installed drop boxes for anything that you may have to bring in that you've forgotten or you need to give to the office. They're inside the foyer too. So Christina, we have actually been putting things in place and we've followed the government guidelines very, very strictly. All schools are subject to a possible Ofsted inspection as of last week. They will come in to make sure that all of the schools are following the government guidelines and following their risk assessment. I'm very confident, should we receive a visit, that we will be compliant in all areas. It's very, very hard, if not impossible, to socially distance 30 children when they're in the same classroom. What we do is make sure the bubbles that they're in don't mix with other bubbles. I hope that answers that part of your question, Christina. The next part, about how school communicates with parents by simplifying to an email or one newsletter per week. Sometimes people don't read my newsletters, and if it's urgent, we do try and push messages out by text because that way we know people will read them. As a parent, I know I'm guilty myself sometimes of not getting around to reading emails from my son's school. However, if I get a text, I do read it. Very soon we'll be going over to a parent app through Arbor, in which case we can send messages through there, and then when you go into the app you can check the messages that way. But any important messages do get sent out by text. The next point, Christina, you raise is about the parent portal being more mobile friendly. Well, I'm pleased to say that Arbor, the system that we're using now for our parent communications, payments, etc., have an app that you have to download, which is built purposely for the mobile phone platform. So I'm sure when you download that, you'll find that much more easy to use. And the last point is about a 30-hour nursery. It's something that we're looking into at the moment. We want to provide this provision for the children, so you can stay all day if you need to, or your children could rather. So we are looking into that, and we'll be hoping to roll that out as soon as possible. But I'll let all the parents know as soon as we do that. Thank you for listening, guys. I look forward to having a real coffee morning where you can come in for a socially distanced coffee. And until then, any questions you have, please just email the office or drop us a line. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.